The Florida Panthers are proud to select from Tampere, Finland, Aleksander Barkov.
And action, full turn and walk. And hold.
That was like pretty much like main thing in my life. I just wanted to be on the ice all the time, whether it's before the school or after school or whatever, kindergarten. And honestly, I feel like that was just my thing, to play hockey and to skate and play with my friends outdoors and obviously with my team, playing games, having fun. That was, I feel like I was a hockey player since a little kid. The best days were when my dad took me with him to his practices, and whenever I would get on the ice in the big rink and get to be in their locker room, like seeing all the players there. It was like best days ever, so I really enjoyed that. He retired when I was 7 or 8 years old. I grew up in that locker room, and then at some point I was there as well, like playing for that team. So it was cool, very cool experience, and brought a lot of memories. So being raised in that locker room and watching my dad play, and then being one of those guys who gets to play there. When I was a little kid, it would always be like after school, or I would go outdoors and skate. And then once I got older, like 15 years old, you get to get like a moped license or something like that, so I could go wherever I want. Yeah, that was my first year actually playing for the guys that are a little bit older. So that was a big step for me, and luckily I knew a lot of the guys who played in that team, so it made it transition easy. And the coach was a former teammate of my dad, so like a lot of connections there, like know the guys and know the coaches, and that's when the things started to get like more serious. And luckily we had that coach who he was very demanding. He wanted everyone to be in a good shape at age 16. So that was my first year when I actually started like training hard.
I got to know Barky a little bit better when he was at the age of 15. There was a former Finnish NHL player, Ville Nieminen. He's a very good friend of mine, and it was summer morning Saturday, and we were sitting at Ville Nieminen's kitchen at his house, and the doorbell rings and Sasha comes in. The reason why we were there, we were supposed to go to Ville's summer cabbage for a sauna and hockey talk. So we were leaving from Ville's place and sitting in the car, and Ville shouted to Sasha, "You're not leaving here before you shoot 300 times." He took hockey gear on, took a stick, and we left him in Niemise's home ground. He was shooting 300 pucks, and then he came with his own vehicle. He's been always that kind of person. He turns all the stones. He's ready to do whatever it takes to get better next day than he is today. And now that he's captain of the Florida Panthers, I still see him doing the same things.
I remember my first game, and that whole day I was getting ready to go practice with under 20s team, and then I get a call from the coach, same coach I had in under 16s. Now he was with the men's team. He called me, said like, we're here like 3 hours away, we have a game tonight, and one of our guys is injured, so somebody will pick you up and drive here, and you're gonna play tonight. That was my birthday. I just turned 16, and that was my first game for the men's team. And again, obviously very nervous after the phone call, but not much time to think. Like, you just go pack your gear. Our GM picked me up, and there we go.
At the age of 16, when he broke into the Tappara's men's team at the Finnish SM League, I saw 2 of his first games in SM League, and after the second game, I was sure that he's going to be a star in the NHL. Pretty big guy at that time already, but he played like a grown man. He controlled the puck and he set the pace for the game with the professionals, and he was 16. It was pretty easy to say that he's going to be a huge player.
I remember when it was NHL lockout 2012 and 13, so I went back to the Finnish league and my team, Oulun Kärpät, played against his team, Tampere, and I remember playing one game against him. He was 16 years old by that time. I remember going one game against him head to head that, oh, this guy is gonna be a great player one day. And then signing to Florida, I think one of the biggest reasons was Aleksander Barkov. I knew how good he has a chance to be, and now we all can say that he became one of the best players of all time from Finland.
I remember my first league game. Again, I get a call the day before. They just got a new coach there. That be prepared. If we lose, he might change some lineups, and so they lost. And they called me in the morning that you're gonna be playing for us, and game is at 6:30. Be ready. So I was there at 2 p.m. already at the arena, and I remember I had a good game. I wasn't really expecting anything, but of course I was a little nervous. But playing in front of a big crowd was amazing for me. That was my first year playing against older guys, under 20s debut. I was 16 years old. That was a big step for me. The next year I played for Liga professionally, and that was a huge step for me. And then the next year and drafted, and everything went so quick, and just big steps there, and just try to be as good as I can. Not really thinking about where I am right now. Just wanted to be part of the team and be a good player for the team. So, like I said, everything went so quick and happened so quickly. I didn't really have time to think about it. So I think I was up there. I was top 5 projected, maybe 4th or something. So, and then a couple days before the draft, I heard that Florida is very interested in me and they might draft me, but I was just being there, knowing that at some point my name will be called, and that's where I'm gonna end up.
Sasha, right? Is that what you prefer?
It's good.
That's good?
Yeah.
Awesome. First time to New York City?
Second.
You comfortable with this process? Then, high-end name in the draft, going to go in the top few picks, might be the top pick. You're comfortable with that?
Yeah.
When do you think you're going to be ready to play in the National Hockey League?
Next year.
Next year? And what makes you believe that?
Of course, everything that I have played 2 years already in Finnish Elite League on high level, and I done well. So
very well.
Okay, very well.
We put you on the ice in the last minute in our end, you're going to win that face-off, right?
Always.
The Florida Panthers are proud to select from Tampere, Finland, Aleksander Barkov.
Everybody, guys. Very nice.
They let me know that they are very interested in me and they might pick me, and they did.
First time I landed in Florida, that was week after the draft. I'm gonna be honest, I had no idea where the arena is. I thought I didn't know what's Fort Lauderdale, I didn't know Boca Raton, I didn't know anything. I knew that Miami is somewhere here, and I landed in Miami. I thought maybe we'll play in Miami, and then So I got picked up from the airport and we just kept driving away from Miami. I'm looking at the maps like where are we going? So I ended up in Coral Springs in the hotel, and that's where the practice rink was. It's different when you see palm trees instead of whatever we have in Finland, like birch. And I was 17 when I was drafted, so it was very easy. And the guys on the team, Cooley is still here. He helped me a lot. He was speaking same language with me, so that helped me a lot to get adjusted in the team. If you look at the lineup we had, like, it was all legends. Like Jovanovski was the captain, unbelievable guy, and Scott Gomez, Tim Thomas, all these guys. It was a fun time for me to come here and play with those guys and just watch how they take care of themselves.
Well, I remember actually at the practice rink, so we're getting ready for the season, and we're at the old practice arena, and here comes Barkov in here, big, tall, young, not as filled out obviously as he is now, but pretty slender dude walking into the locker room, and you can see, and from the moment he kind of hit the ice, you can see the special talent in him, but very quiet, didn't say much. Just kind of how he is right now, just really humbled, really kind of, doesn't say too much, just kind of leads on the ice.
I remember, I think the day before the NHL regular season started, so watching it on TV, and obviously I know McKinnon was drafted. I don't remember who they played against, and watching him play and see like, okay, he's 18, he's playing really good, so it's possible for 18-year-old to play in the NHL, and it actually helped a little bit to see how good he is and where I maybe possibly could be as well. And then the next day we had our first game, and I don't remember much except the game itself, and I think I had few shots there that gave me a little confidence, and scoring a goal in the third period. I played with Hubie and Brad Boyce, so they're really good players and helped me out a lot. So it was definitely the game I will remember my whole life.
Huberdeau in front, Dave Letton, rebound loose, Gilbert pounding away, Barkov, a shot, he scores! Off the scramble. Stars were asking for a whistle.
I think when you see what he, like, just when he starts handling a puck on the ice, stuff that we just never did, so, from the moment that he kind of stepped on the ice, and I know, as a young player, your numbers, you want, continually go up and you grow, but some of the things that he didn't practice, you see it in a game. He was that crafty with the puck. But yeah, from him, I said the same thing about Daniel and Henrik Sedin. I saw him a couple practice, I'm like, these guys are gonna be special. I had that same feeling with Barkov.
Again, out in front, blocked away by Scuderi, picked up by Barkov. He puts it in front and scores! It went off a Penguin skate! And the boys, Barkov staying after it, the 18-year-old. Second overall pick in the draft, centering feed, looking for Huberdeau. Cross ice, got it through, here's the shot, save, rebound, another stop, and then Barkov scores! What do you know, it's a power play goal. Huberdeau and Barkov, 2-on-1, Barkov in front, hat-trick! And a winner! Puck at center, Barkov looking to get a step on Mete. Barkov to the net, Barkov between the legs, unbelievable! Did you just do that?
Yeah, I think coming here, you hear about for 4 or 5 years that he's the most underrated guy in the league, and you think, at what point aren't you underrated anymore? And then you come here and it takes about 20 minutes in a practice to realize that he's still underrated. We always laugh if he's playing in somewhere where there's 40 to 50 cameras on a pregame skate, there's going to be about 25 reels afterwards, and it's going to be clickbait on the things he does. Most importantly, it's how he handles his days, how he. He's just a pro. Takes care of himself. He's the hardest working guy. He's the ultimate leader.
When he had this contract extended, I talked to him a lot on that day or those months, and I was the one of those guys who said to him, you have to figure out if Panthers is the right choice for you. If you want to win the Stanley Cup, you've been out of the playoffs many years, you do all the things and the team doesn't succeed. And he was always giving me the answer back, don't worry about the victories, they will come. He was once again the guy who was right, and all the others of us, we were wrong. But that's the way it goes with him. When he goes into something, he buys the system, and he really trusts the system. So now when Bill Zito came in with the Panthers, from the day one, Sassa said to me that there's going to be a day when we're going to win. And they did.
I remember the first day that I met with him, we talked 2 or 3 hours and we didn't talk about hockey. We just talked about life, what's going on. And thoroughly enjoyed who he was. And just keeps getting better. He's Sasha. But the narrative on Sasha is about him being himself. And when I arrived, some folks said, you know, move him. Move on, you know, he's not. And if you broke it down and reflected on it, I think there was a lot of focus on wanting him to be what you wanted him, or what you saw, instead of just letting him be who he is. And he took command of that. And he said, I'm going to be me. And after that, it's straight up.
I think in Finland now it's, I have this image watching some captains lifting Stanley Cup, Geno Chara, Wayne Gretzky, Scott Stevens, Sidney Crosby, and now having that image that Aleksander Barkov is one of those guys. So I think that's going to be image going through lots of young Finnish players that they can dream of playing NHL, being captain in NHL team, and lifting Stanley Cup and winning Stanley Cup as a captain. So I think it's a huge impact what he has had in Finland already, and I think his legacy will gonna keep continuing.
Sassa had his cup celebration day here in Finland, and we host a party here at Nokia Arena at Tampere. And it was a sellout crowd with 15,000 people in it. It was Sassa's decision to take a picture with every Tapparas junior team here before the party. He wanted to share the Stanley Cup with all the Tappara juniors in the system, and there's like 1,000 of them. But it was the most important thing for him to show with the cup to the kids.
It's so hard to do him justice. Right? He's just, as a person, forget about the hockey, right? He's a tremendously talented, but as a person, to capture that the right way, it's almost as if we devalue it by just using everyday superlative. And go to the trainer's room right now and look in the back, and there will be 3 big cases of blue Fatser chocolates, okay? So you know either Sasha was home or someone came. And it's always there. If you ever want a treat, it's never empty, right? That's Sasha.
Yeah, it's been a fun 12 years, of course, and to see us finally achieve the goal of our lives. Every single guy in the room, we achieved the goal of our lives, and to do that for the Florida Panthers, the team that drafted me and gave me all the chances to succeed, be able to do it here in Florida, it was very special.